kind of just made a whole Miro board on how to basically change your life. And if anyone does follow this or at least tries, I guarantee you a lot of you will be able to change your life and for the better, regardless of however far you go from that point, from where you started, you at least will go towards the right direction. And honestly, just the first thing that you're going to have to do is you need to ask yourself, sit down with yourself and be like, what are you willing to trade? And that's what a lot of people don't do. They just put themselves in their own world and they're like, oh, well, eventually I can get to it. Yeah, eventually you can, like when you're 40 and 50, but you're making that trade. Are you willing to put in hours now and then be okay later on? Or are you willing to put in hours later on and be good now, like with parties and going out and just doing all that stuff? Like that's where you have to understand, where are you willing to trade this thing? Are you able to, or are you willing to give up your early 20s to be more successful in your 30s, or vice versa? And for me, honestly, like I did do things when I was younger, like starting businesses and doing all that stuff, but I wasn't as serious as I was about it now. And that shift definitely changed a lot. And this whole thing was a 1 year thing. Like I honestly started making like good money a year and a half ago. And you can just see how fast things change if you really put everything together and actually work on it. So you have to just ask yourself, is this trade going to be worth it for me? There are some people that walk into stores and they buy $500 worth of shoes. These people are making millions of dollars. Those that trade to them is nothing. Some people go into that store, the same one, and they spend $500 and they only have $500 in their account. That's the trade they're willing to make, and that's what you kind of have to understand, is that, are you willing to make that trade? And some people are. Some people are okay with spending their entire paycheck on shoes, and some people that are millionaires pay that 500. It's nothing to them. That's a trade that you're going to sit down with yourself, hopefully after this video or even during this video, and just really sit there and think about, what do I want for myself? Some people don't want to be rich, and that's okay. Some people um, want to learn a lot of things. Some people want to live a simple life. Everything is fine, but what is it that you want yourself? And this whole shift is basically, it's up to you. And a lot of people don't know, but me and my family grew up with nothing. Like we literally didn't have much. Um, and then as I got older, like things started like working out and things were better. And the trade off, at least for me, is I'm working hard because I don't want to go back to that life. Like I don't want to go back to the point where like me and my family literally just lived in one room, or like we literally had two rooms in the entire house and we couldn't get like me and my brother had to share food because we couldn't get the whole separate thing. Like I don't want to do that, and the trade-off is me not going back to it. And that's when I just started doing everything myself, in the sense of I tried everything. And again, that's up to you as a person. Are you willing to give up a lot to not go back to that life that you've lived, or are you okay with living where you're at right now? So how much are you willing to give up to reach that point? Like to reach the point of, let's say you want to make 10,000 a month. How much are you willing to give up? Willing to give up the sleep, willing to give up work, willing to like work in a sense of like, are you willing to give up your sleep time to basically work, or are you willing to give up time in general to learn things to get you to that threshold? What are you willing to give up at the end? Like that's what you're going to sit down with yourself and just ask yourself that. And for me at least, when I was a kid, 12 years old, I started a bath bomb company. I didn't know anything, and I had no money as well. So, with that being said, I tried everything. I literally made a bath bomb company, got household items, didn't even know what to do with them, created some batches. I didn't have money for marketing, so I would follow the person that had the same product as me. I would follow him, and I would follow his followers because he would be sold out. So then his followers would come to my thing and buy from me. And the first batch that I put out, it stained everyone's bathtub. It stained people's towels. Um, it was terrible, but at least I did it and I tried. And a lot of that stuff that I did try made so much more. It was so much more beneficial for me, at least, because I learned so much. I learned how to do e-commerce. I learned how to do my own products. I learned how to use drop shipping because I had to learn that regardless. I learned marketing. I sales. I've learned so much just from that one thing. But if I never tried that, then that would have never happened in the first place. So just trying something, and even if it doesn't work out, gives you so much more benefits later on that I think, at least in my own opinion, try. And I had no money. I had zero. I was literally I had $0. And again, that's again up to you. How badly do you want it? How bad do you want that lifestyle of cars and whatever? That again, it's up to you. Some people don't want that, and that's fine. But I know most, if not all, people want comfortability, and that comfortability matters in any direction. Starting off of helping your family being comfortable, you being comfortable, your like when you have a wife or a husband, them being comfortable. Like everyone wants that. I don't think anyone wants their wife to work when she's pregnant, or their husbands to work when if he's injured or something. Like that's what you also have to look at, is the overall consensus of things. Like how, what do you want at the end? Like what do you want? If you want your wife to work when she's pregnant, like that's up to you. Do it. But for me, that's not the case. I don't want that to happen. I want her to have the most comfortable life possible. I want my mom to have the most comfortable life possible. I want my whole family to be like, I will work nonstop until that happens. That's not going to be an option. And like, I did sacrifice a lot. If you look at my yearbooks, I didn't go to prom. I didn't have that many friends, and like, I was also really young in high school, but it did teach me a lot of stuff. Like I made a YouTube channel when I was in high school. I always did a lot of things because I liked that stuff. I really liked to create and start and just do everything in general. I genuinely liked it, and it brought me to this point. But you have to start somewhere. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't have the money to. You can use your phone camera to start a YouTube video, start a YouTube channel. You have ChatGPT in your hands. You can type ChatGPT. To watch this video, you need a phone, or at least a TV. And a lot of people don't, they always have an excuse of, oh, well, I don't have this. No, you guys have everything. From start to finish, you have everything. So that's not an excuse. The excuse at the end of the day is you. You don't want to give it up. You don't want to put in the effort. You don't want to put in the time. You don't want, it's all you. Because at the end of the day, everyone has so much more technology now than we had literally 5 years, not even like 3 years ago. The ChatGPT wasn't even a thing 3 years ago. Or maybe it was, but like it was barely in its like starting stages. And look where we're at now. You can literally make a whole website without you knowing how to code. That's a straight up whole website. So like again, at the end of the day, it's you. Like how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to change your life? That's what you have to understand. And that's when you go back to this point, is that when you look at yourself, what do you want? When you sit there at dinners, when you go to the store, when you Anything, just anything. Are you sitting there and struggling, being like, oh, well, I only have this much, so I have to be frugal with what I get? Do you want that life? Like that again, it's all up to you guys. It's it's different for every person, and every person wants different things. That's just normal human nature. But I think at the end of the day, everyone does want comfortability, regardless of whoever you are, wherever you're at. And again, comfortability is different for everyone. Some people think being a millionaire is comfortable. Some people think that making 2K a month is comfortable. But really assess what that comfortability means for you. Do you want to go on vacations? Do you can you pay God forbid if something happens to your family, can you pay that being comfortable without going negative? Like that's what do you want? That's what you have to understand. That's what you have to sit there and think about, and you should think about this maybe at the end of the video, maybe during this video. It's like getting to you, just really think about it. And if that thing that you looked at and you're like, what do you want, and you're nothing, like you don't want anything, and you're good where you're at, that's fine. This is for the people that are not in a comfortable position, and I feel like a lot of people are not. And even me myself, I don't think I'm in a position yet. But again, comfortability is different for me than to everyone else. So you guys all have to understand what is comfortable to you. And if that's not the case and you're not comfortable, there's two routes. How big do you want to go? And that's where things change. When you want to start doing things, when you want to learn more, when you want to read books more, when you want to just do things in general, a lot changes in your life. And I'm not just saying that for any reason particularly, but your life would benefit a lot from you at least trying something, just trying. You will learn something along that way. And most people, including me, I've failed multiple times. I have not done anything in one shot and was like, oh, this for sure like worked, and that's not how it's going to work. You're going to go through so many stages and so many fixes and iterations and all that stuff for anything that you are not going to hit it on the head right away. And I guarantee you that unless you are extremely good at what you're doing and somehow get lucky and do all the stuff come out, like it's very, very rare that you'll hit it on the head the first time, because there's a million iterations to go through before getting to that point. And that's happened to me. I've done it multiple times. I've tried everything. Again, I've tried everything. You can ask me anything on crypto, e-commerce, business, retail, coaching, ads, anything you can ever think of, I've done it. And that just proves to you that not one of those things helped me, in the sense of like not one of those things exploded for me, but all of those things combined helped me become where I'm at. So understand that, try at least a thing, because without doing that, you're not going to get anywhere. And I promise you that much. Now, once you are doing that thing, you're going to have to understand. Do one of those things. For me, I did one of those things. I've done every single one of those things, but I've done one at a time. And that's what you guys have to understand, is that a lot of people do that thing and they're like, oh, well, it's not working out for me. Well, it's only been 4 months. You gave up already? Like, it's been 4 months. I think, and I don't know if this is proven or not, but at least 6 months, if you're trying to go for a client, if you're trying to figure something out, if you're learning something new, I think you need at least 6 months. And with that 6 months, once that period is over and you haven't learned anything, you haven't got a client, you haven't done anything, I would say stop. This is not your thing. It's not your niche. Go into something else. but at least try one thing and do it consistently. And most people will avoid those things, and that's why a lot of people are rich, because of the fact that you are doing the things that people don't want to do, and people are going to pay you for it. That's how it works. So do that one thing. Do SMMA, do websites, marketing, ChatGPT. You can ask ChatGPT anything. Be like, oh, can you show me how to do SMMA? Can you show me how to sell products? Can you show me how to make products? Can you show me how to do an AI assistant? Ask it anything. You can even ask me. I've done it all before. I can tell you step by step how to do things. But there's also AI as well. And if you guys want advice from me, just follow me on my Instagram. It's in the link below. Or you can join my Discord and ask me. Ask me whatever. I've done everything. I promise you, I can tell you anything about anything. But once you do that thing that is going to be boring at first, and you're going to consistently do it, nothing from that is going to change unless you sacrifice something. Because you can't take everything. That's not how it works. That's not how business works. That's not how sales work. That's not how humans work. There's always give and take. You cannot take everything. It's not possible. You have to give and take. There's no such thing as take. And this is where the grit and the dedication is going to play a huge role. Are you willing to sacrifice comfort, free time, your friends that are not really pushing in that direction, old habits? Being liked is a huge one because everyone wants to be liked. Everyone wants to be that person where people will look up to them like, oh, well, good job for doing this. You don't need all of that. But are you willing to make that jump and not be seen by your friends for like 6 months of you grinding nonstop? Are you willing to give up free time that you go and party and have fun and do whatever? Are you willing to sleep in your car like we did? I slept in my car for like 7 months because we would be working for like almost 12 hours every day, and we would come home, sleep for 2-3 hours, and then go back to work. I sacrificed comfort. I sacrificed free time. I sacrificed people. I sacrificed old habits. And I sacrificed being liked. I did all of them. And look at where I'm at now. And no one saw that. And no one is going to see that. No one's going to see you grinding. No one. Pain is going to... You are going to go through pain. I promise you that's the only way to change. I went through pain. And to become the person I am, that's what you have to do. Who cares what people think? Who cares what you're doing? The people only care about how much money you have at the end of the day. And that's not a good thing. I'm not saying that's the best thing. Oh yeah, people only care for you. But how everyone says, like, money talks, that's what it does. Because they know how... I think to some extent, people understand how hard money is to come across to that point, and you just get respected for that. I just think guys, specifically men, understand how hard it is to get money like that, so they respect you differently. And I think girls, I don't think they think the same way as men, where they think it's the hardest to get to that point, but they do respect you as well. That's just how it works. And at the end of the day, is that what you want? Do you want that? Because I wanted that, and I think I'm eventually gonna even get more and more. But like, you have to sacrifice things, and I did it. And this is like the most important thing, and I think I definitely did struggle with this. Most people, if not all people, don't care. They don't care what you're doing. They don't care where you're going. They don't care if you make less than them. They don't care if you work 50 hours a week. They don't care if you work 70 hours a week. They don't care. But you know when they do start caring? Is when you start making more money than them. When you start doing more than them, when you start showing your success, when you start doing all that stuff, they start caring. And why would you care at that point? Because you've created all of this. Why would you care? So don't take into consideration what people are saying, thinking, doing. That has nothing to do with you. And that's what a lot of people have to understand, is that who cares? Literally, who cares? I know the person next to you doesn't care if you make less, if you can't eat, but they will start caring when you can start going out anywhere you want. That's just how it is. So who cares? And it was really hard for me to understand that at the beginning, because I was like, oh, well, what if someone thinks about this, and what if someone thinks about that, no, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter anymore. And it shouldn't matter to you either. Especially if you're starting, that shouldn't matter. And most people stay stuck, and that's what happened to me at the beginning, was they want to cast the biggest net possible by trying to learn everything at once, and they just don't do it. And you have to focus in on one thing. Marketing, okay, marketing, sure. Where do you want to focus in marketing? Because marketing is huge. You can do lead generation, you can do marketing for companies, like just literally just straight marketing to just get more like social interactions, more brand awareness. Marketing is a huge umbrella. You can focus on one thing and become really good at that thing. And later on, if you want to expand, sure, do whatever else. But at the beginning, learn one thing. I straight up went into the niche of making products. There's a bunch of products in this world. There's so many products. I went to making products, and I went to wellness, and then I went to bath bombs. That is like specified down to the T, specific. I didn't sell anything else. Just bath bombs, straight up. Nothing else. And what a lot of people don't get is that when you are doing this thing, to better yourself as well, learn to also take care of yourself. Because this is going to be tiring. It's not going to be easy. I promise you that much. It's not going to be easy. You are going to have to sacrifice some things. I sacrificed sleep. I basically told you guys what I sacrificed. You need to do the same if you want to get to a point of basically comfortability. And working out is super important, because your mind will constantly be thinking of things 24/7, and you need an outlet to sit there and like just have time for yourself. Sleep is super important, and food is super important. Other than that, do whatever you want. But those three things, make sure you always have them in check. You don't want to see your friends? Cool. You don't want to sleep? That's not an option. Because without that, you won't be working at full efficiency, and it's not, trust me, you will not be working properly. So make sure those three things are things that you're actually taking care of, and everything else, doesn't matter what it is, those are not as important. So remember that. But again, being consistent and just doing the thing over and over and over, that's how you do it. But literally just consistency and just over and over. That's how it works. This is also a big thing, And they tell you you are basically, your friends are basically the version of you. I don't know the saying, but like, you know what I'm trying to say. The people that you hang around with basically imply like what you who you are as a person. And your thoughts aren't random. And I've started to notice that a lot, especially like maybe like a year ago when I started listening to podcasts, um, talking to people that are like kind of in the same mindset as me. Um, all of that stuff for sure changes your mindset and changes how badly you want to reach that level, just from the people around you, the things you're watching, and people that you're talking to. And I promise you, do this for a month. If you don't have a different group of people that you that are above, they are like in a better place. If you don't have that, listen to podcasts. That's what I did at the beginning. Although I do have the friend group that is in a better that are better off, and I did talk to them and all that stuff. They definitely do change your mind. They have a lot more experience. They have all that stuff, so it's better. But if you don't have that, you guys should watch Alex Hormozy, one of probably the best marketing people that I've seen. Um, Definitely knows his stuff. Started businesses literally just like me, but he started in the gym section. Um, Really, really good person to listen to. Definitely will motivate you. Promise you that one. If you guys want to do ads, anything with ads, product ads, AI ads, anything with ads, Mark Builds Brands, one of the better people on YouTube. Free stuff. Just go watch him. For ads, even if you want motivation, really, really good at what he does and like what he says. And this guy right here, probably one of the better, if not one of the best salespeople you can probably watch on YouTube. And his name is Jeremy Miner. If you guys haven't already, go watch some of his stuff. Really good. If you want to go into sales, if you want to do all that stuff, I suggest watching him. Really, really good. But do this. Watch these people for about a week. If you're driving on your way to work, if you are at home, if you are like have downtime, just watch these people. I promise you, it'll change your life. So your thoughts definitely change the way that you want to make your life. So watch these one of these three, or obviously you're gonna listen to them. Who you talk to daily is a huge thing. So find a friend, find someone that is better than you or doing better. Ask them questions. See how their minds work, because their minds work differently than yours. I promise you, they're at that level for a reason. So do that. And yeah. The next thing is building discipline. And this is the hard part. Building discipline is really hard, especially when you are at the beginning of it or at the middle of it or in the middle. Regardless, you're going to want to do this thing. At the beginning, you're going to be excited. You're going to be like, oh, I'm going to do it. This is going to be the best. A week later, you might be still like good. You might be still good. A week and a half, you're getting tired. You're not seeing anything happening. You're becoming unmotivated. And then you go back into your cycle. That's what most people do. It's how life is. Most people are going to give up. But you're going to have to pass that point. And That's where the self-discipline comes in, and that's where the determination and the motivation and all that stuff comes in. And those people that pass that point eventually get to the good part. But again, most people drop off before then because they just can't do it. They just become unmotivated, and they're like, oh, well, I didn't see anything. I didn't see what I wanted to see, in the sense of, oh, I only got one client. I wanted to see like 10. Oh, I'm done. I don't really care for this anymore. That's where most people drop off. So discipline is a huge part. Don't announce it. Just work. Straight work. Like, just work constantly. If you want to announce your wins, go for it. You deserve it. You've done it. But if you're just starting, don't start showing people, oh, I'm starting crypto, or I'm starting trading, or I'm starting this. Look what I did today. Look what I did yesterday. It's not a good thing to do that. You should not be announcing every single thing, because you will eventually be unmotivated, because you're seeing everything as well. You're seeing all the losses. At the beginning, you're in anything. I would think of even time is a loss. You're losing time while you're putting in effort. So you're seeing all that loss. So if you're straight up just posting every day, oh, look what I did today, look what I did today, you will not go far. Once you get to that point, go for it. Like, you deserved it. You can flex however you want, flex however hard you want, whatever you want to do. That's you. You did it. But at the beginning, don't do it. Trust me, it's not the way to go. And the last thing, changing your life in general is going to be lonely. And you're going to have to be okay with that. Being by yourself. Now, you can have friends that are willing to do it. And if you find a friend like that, like, I would be so happy for you, because most people don't want to do it. And you're trying to break that system. So imagine all these friends that you've been around, and all these people that you've been around for years, and then all of a sudden you want to break the pattern. And most people are not going to do that. They're not going to come out of their shells and be like, oh yeah, he's doing it, I'm going to do it. That's a rare occurrence. So it's going to be lonely. You're going to work. You're going to work extra, actually. Like, if you have a job right now and you want to do other things on the side, you're working extra. But you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for your family. You're doing it for whoever. You're doing it for yourself at the end of the day. But that work that I told you guys about, it's difficult. It's not fun. No one likes to sleep in their car. I did not. I don't think anyone wants to. Take a nap for 30 minutes. Go back straight to work. Oh, you literally left at 10, you got home at 11? Oh, well, you have to only sleep for 5 hours and go back over the next day and do it all over again. Did you think I was functioning properly? No. That's why I tell you sleep's important, but I didn't have it for 6 months. It's how it is. That's how things work. So it's lonely at first. But once you pass that part, I am in the best part right now. I love working. It's fun. I like building systems. I like helping people. I like teaching people. I've done all the work. I've set up systems. Of course there's still work to do. There's always going to be work to do. But I did the hard part. Now, everything is still hard, but it's not as hard. It's how it goes. You just have to set up the systems, work extremely hard, and then keep on working, but it's not going to be the extremely hard part anymore. You're just doing the hard part. So, learn from me. Learn from anyone. If you want to change your life, that's basically how you're going to do it. And again, if you guys do want to message me, my links are down below for my Instagram and my Discord. And I hope I see you on the other side. Because everyone does deserve it. You just have to want it.